You think of algorithms as a recipe. It has to have certain ingredients, and those ingredients are going to determine your outcome. So if you're trying to make a chocolate cake, there's just certain things that you would add to that algorithm to ensure that you got the kind of chocolate cake that you wanted. Now, if you're trying to make a dark chocolate cake with milk chocolate, you're not going to get a dark chocolate cake. And that becomes the bias that we see a lot of time in AI algorithms. You have to have the right input. And right now, the input comes from many, many sources. And those sources are unvalidated for the most part. They come from established databases. They come from social media feeds. They come from many different sources. So as we progress through technology, what you're going to see is you're going to have these blockchain fronts that are going to be put on that data. And that data is going to be validated in terms of where it came from, what its output means, et cetera, all of that. And then once you get that, that will feed into the algorithms that we create for decision science, because it's not just artificial intelligence, it's the whole decision science platform, which includes machine learning, deep learning, and some of the others. So all of that, it's all about data. We're moving from what was deemed a software world to one that is going to be a data world, which means we move from a web type of environment to one that's more semantic in nature. And that's going to require a lot of cognition. So if I were a young woman today building a career, I would certainly get on the cognition train to learn design thinking and all the elements that go into that, because it's going to be very, very critical, I think, for the future. Cognition is critical thinking. It's the logic element that goes into more systems type thinking. We're moving more toward a cyber physical world, which means we take both the hardware and the software, we put them together into systems, and those systems are going to have to create a certain outcome. We've operated mainly in one or the other in the past, and the skill sets that are required in a cyber physical world are much different than those that were just pure software or pure hardware. You've got to think more holistically, and that's not easy. It's not easy for a lot of people. But I do think it's easier for women and girls because we're natural problem solvers.